Good afternoon on what is a cool, bright and sunny day. It is Tuesday, October the 11th, and I'm in the reading nook with a nice little cup of tea. And a parcel to unbox. So, to it, knife on it. There we go. And what I've got in here is that it is Dungeon Crawl Classics. It's the Goodman Games Gen Con 2018 program guide presents Dungeon Crawl Classics: The Black Heart of Thakulon, the Undying. Now, I've got all of these Goodman Games Gen Con program guides to date because they're really full of good, fun stuff. None of it necessarily applicable to gaming, but it's made available at each or after each Gen Con by Goodman Games, and it celebrates the year gone by, including the previously just done Gen Con. And it also kind of celebrates the community around Goodman Games, especially around Dungeon Crawl Classics. And this presents, it opens up with, can your home group beat the Gen Con pros? At Gen Con 2017, a Gen Con I was at, the Black Heart of Thakulon the Undying claimed 66 character lives. Only 2 of 45 players made it to the end. Now for the first time, this Death Trap dungeon is presented in its entirety. Run the adventure for your home group, use the tournament rules, and score it like we did at Gen Con. Compare your score to the 2017 Gen Con results on page 35 and see how talented your players are. Submit your team's final score so we can publish the nationwide result. You can submit your scores here. So straight off, what it's presenting is a big, fat Death Trap dungeon, the type of dungeon where designed to kill players if they're foolish or unlucky. And this kind of dungeon is not new. The very first was S1 Tomb of Horrors, a dungeon designed to kill player characters, written by E. Gary Gygax, with much of it based around traps with no warning, no clues, that will just you examine something, you'll get inside, you look inside something and you're dead. So got an introduction there from Joseph Goodman himself, and then we get to Black Heart of Thakulon the Undying. Scenario itself, got introduction, judges note on the tournament rules format, adventure background, organisers note. So you could take this and present your own dungeon tournament for several groups of players if you wanted to, and it's something that Goodman Games has done since with the Greatest Dungeon of All Time, which is the Lankmore box set. And here we have the round 1, the Halls of Law, the Black Heart of Thakulon the Undying, with a really nice map, quite linear, and it doesn't have to be. That's the sort of thing you would expect with a Death Trap dungeon. They're designed to funnel players and their characters into situations that will kill them. And then the judge's version of the next map location. And the thing is with this is sort of like Death Trap dungeons where you can have quite really detailed rooms for the player characters to interact with and get themselves killed by. And then we have a nice example of fight facing sort of a classic style lizard man. Then we get into the Trials of Neutrality. And reflection of the elemental encounter, some more advice for the judge. Judge's handout location. So I'm going to get to level 3, the Vaults of Chaos, and you can see the change in them. They're a bit more squirrely, a bit more sort of rougher, almost random in their layout. And the nice thing here is that there's report notes upon the adventure itself. There's feedback notes. So, doodling in the margins. One of the highlights of the tournament was one of the team's attempts at solving the marginalia puzzle, which proved to be a huge time sink for the party. Even once they struck on the idea of drawing in the margins, they continued to struggle for a period of time, choosing first to straw the party's missing and presumed dead thief in the belief that it might somehow bring him back to life, similar to how it was creating the marginalia monsters. Finally, after seeing no visible results, the brave wizard volunteered to be drawn in the next, and was shocked to discover himself transported to a foggy landscape with the body of the missing thief face down beside him. Even then, they were not quite done with the room. The judges continued to play out the mystery as one by one we sent the players of the drawn pieces to a side table, leaving the remaining players in the dark as to what was going on and further questioning if there was a right course of action. So that's great. It's just some feedback out. It was played. So more clues for the judge to throw at his players or her players. Here we kind of get to the heart of Thakulon, the Black Heart, more properly illustrated here. And then Harley Strode gives a recap of what happened, how it was run, and the results. And this is such fun because you don't normally get this kind of thing in terms of a dungeon. You're saying dungeon reports like this, but this was a big event for the convention. I've got a complete guide to this tournament, scoring as well. The tournament scores for the judges' eyes only. Regenerated characters. You've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 or 7 of those, and then maps for the players. And handouts. Even better. This is you are with this you are getting a complete big adventure, and then we give it a change of pace. We have the 2017-2018 mailing labels, and the great thing that if you order from Goodman Games, they will slap on a mailing label, write your address in the gaps here, and it'll get posted to you. And this will change over time. They will regularly change the mailing label artwork that they do, and it gives it your package a bit of character, a bit of flavour. When we have the Misguided Menace of Georgetown, level 1 adventure for Classics. So level 1 adventure for your player characters, including Squid and a Fez. Any adventure with a Squid and a Fez has got to be good, and then we've got the map, the Misguided Menace of Georgetown. So that's quite a short adventure, and then we get on to building the Doom Gong article. So it's interesting that the Doom Gong is only 5 years old. Now the Doom Gong is an item which Goodman Games bring to conventions, and every time a player character dies in adventure, somebody bangs the Doom Gong. So yeah, complete guide to building that. There's a photograph of me somewhere standing beside that Doom Gong. I've never been subject to it. And then we have files for the contributors to Goodman Games content, so artists, writers, and so on. All important when it comes to organising events, putting content out, and so on. And it's nice to recognise people like this. Helps bring people. It helps for fans get to know other people. I've done some bit of editing work for Goodman Games in the past. I worked on the Cthulhu games line, and that was fun. Then we have the setup and take down on the content of the Gen Con stand at 2017, and I was there looking over, going, wishing I could spend more money. So you've got somebody dressed as Hugh, the signature character for Goodman Games Dungeon Crawl Classics. And then we have a discussion of report back from the seminar for Goodman Games, including what would have been the launch of, or announcement of the launch of the first Into the Borderlands, which is the first original adventure reincarnated, the combination of B1 In Search of the Unknown and B2 Keep on the Borderlands, redone, represented, not just for basic Dungeons and Dragons, but also for Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition. Yet more photos of the crew, the people involved at the time, which is really great. And there's there's Brendan Lassalle, who comes across to the UK and runs games I'm hoping to see at the UK Games Expo in 2023. Frank Mentzer there, whom I got to meet at the event, and so on. And then we come on to the Inferno Road, which is the big, just covering sort of like the road trips and other events that the Goodman Games judges road crews kind of do. They will go around the country, run at conventions and so on. So here they are at GaryCon 10, convention I've always wanted to go to. But it's always, so Origins 18, North Texas RPG Con, all great conventions that you really wish you could go to. Yeah. So lots and lots of photographs there. So lots of sort of like capturing the community, and then the Goodman Games convention schedule for 2018. So lots of putting on events and so on. And here we have the UK Games Expo back in 2018, June 1st to 3rd. I was definitely at that one. I don't know whether there were any pictures taken in here, but it was great, genuinely good to have them there at the time. Gen Con 2018 new releases, Road Crew Flyer Design Contest, and then the event schedule as well for 2018 at Gen Con. And then the luck redemption table, essentially roll on this table and you get a bonus. So this is a much slimmer edition of the Gen Con, basically the Goodman Games Gen Con program guide. They've been slimming it down over the years, and it feels all the better for it. Now obviously it's really split between the colour section here, which presents all of the community kind of content, and there's less filler in here. This captures the sort of like what it feels like to be part of the team, part of the community, and then this gives you content you can play. So yeah, that's Dungeon Crawl Classics, the Goodman Games Gen Con 2018 program guide. Worth picking up if you're a Dungeon Crawl Classics fan, and they're all really interesting and readable, and I've been reviewing them as I've been going along. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this unboxing in the Nook. If you have, then please do click on the like button down below, and of course, if you've got any feedback or comments, I appreciate you taking the time to post those. And lastly, if you want to be alerted to get more unboxings in the Nook, where you'll see me out here with a parcel from which I will unbox a book or game. I chat about it to the best extent of my knowledge for roughly 10 minutes or so, all of course accompanied by a nice hot cup of tea. Then please do hit that subscribe button down below. In the meantime, thanks for watching another unboxing in the Nook, and I'll be back again soon with another one very soon. Bye for now.